Hello, welcome back to RNA Showgrounds for the Queensland Royal Show. Today we're here for People's Day, EKKA Wednesday. Craig and I both to bring you group specials for today.
So we've got our terriers coming in today, which should be really exciting. The group that I probably know and love the best, so I'm pretty excited about today's action and looking forward to seeing a lot of great terriers in the ring this afternoon.
We have sold a lot of Dogs Queensland show bags at the Dogs Queensland tent today, being People's Day. We have record crowds. It's 30 degrees here in sunny Queensland, so some interesting conditions for the dogs and handlers, but luckily enough we're starting group specials at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so prime viewing time and before it gets too hot and smelly inside.
Exactly, yeah. The actual pavilion is absolutely packed with people and has been all day for People's Day, so it's made it a bit warm for everybody in here. Show bag sales have been fantastic, so over the days we've had at the EKKA so far, we've sold about 800 of our 1,200 show bags that we've packed, so it looks like we may be doing a little bit more packing at the end of the week, but really encouraging that the public are really supporting Dogs Queensland at the show.
Exciting times. Stick with us. A couple of moments. We will bring you the Terriers group special today, EKKA Wednesday, at the RNA Showgrounds for the Royal Queensland Show.
From Japan, Mr. Kamasato is a past president of the Japanese Kennel Club, and he is an international all breeds judge. So here we have our best of breed winners, starting with an Australian breed, the Australian Terrier.
Australian Terrier.
Yeah, so the Aussies doing very good on the table there, looking quite alert.
Rock solid.
Today, our judge has not judged them today, so he'll be doing a more detailed examination.
Sending our Aussie out and back.
So, he did judge that and the subsequent breeds today, so it'll be a less detailed examination. So here is the Australian Terrier.
Yeah, so quite an interesting coat on the Aussie Terrier. So
put your hands together to congratulate.
And those little legs moving him along pretty well.
I always wonder if the judges enjoy seeing the Australian breeds, or if that's something they look forward to before they come to Australia.
I think they do. I mean, most of them like to see something a little bit different, and there's plenty of variety in the terrier group for them. There's some fairly wild variances between the breeds in the terrier group. So we've got the Tenterfield on the table now.
Yeah.
He looks very well behaved.
This is one of our more newly recognised Australian breeds.
So the judge is going over all of the breeds that he hasn't gone over at the breed level today. So he's got the Australian, the Tenterfield. He's also got the Staffordshire Bull Terrier, the Jack Russells, Parson Russell, Norwich, Norfolks, American Staffies, Bull Terriers and the miniatures, the Manchester Terrier, German Hunting Terrier, Glenavon Male and the Chesky Terrier to go. Now, some of those breeds may not have a representative today who've been there, so the list that I've got is all of the breeds, I guess, that were to be judged, so whether or not there were any entries in them, I'm not quite sure. So we've got the Staffy in there next.
Next we have the Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
Popular family breed, the Staffordshire Bull Terrier.
Very popular dog.
Divided into table breeds for the smaller breeds of dogs. They're examined on the table, and here we have a breed that is examined on the ground. Each breed you see here today has got a written breed standard, a standard that our international dog judge is well familiar with.
So quite a few Staffies entered today. Moving out and back to the judge, and then we'll be going around the ring and lining up.
Little squeaker there, ready for a play?
Yeah, trying to get some attention to get the expression on the face. So So one of the big things about terriers is that most of them are required to be quite alert. So often you'll find people are using toys or food to bait them up and to get the alert look on their face, so the judge can see that. So we've got the Jack Russell on the table now.
And Craig, if I see an ad on my local classifieds advertising a smooth coat Jack Russell, what should I make of that?
It's actually not incorrect. There are some smooth coats in there, and actually you'll hear some of the Jack Russell breeders say that they need to include the smooth coats into their breeding at times to continue on the line. So they all have a purpose in their breed. Yeah.
Very interesting.
I mean, we're more commonly used to seeing the rough coat on them. But very alert little dogs, very happy little dogs, these Jacks.
And looks like he wants to move even faster, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, those little legs,
Let me
a mile
go.
a minute, yep. They have a ball, these little guys. Very out there. And going to a slightly larger breed now, we've got a couple of our bull breeds now. So this is the American Staffordshire Terrier. So we've had a big specialty at Durack over the weekend, last weekend gone, for the American Staffordshire. So lots of entries there and quite a few here at the show today.
Wonderful. Lovely to see a couple of females going through. Quite often people tend to presume that the males go up more so because especially in those breeds the muscling develops more easily and that sort of thing, so it's lovely to see some bitches going through.
That's correct, yeah, the males in the breeds tend to be larger, but a lot of judges do appreciate the femininity of some of the bitches, so, and yeah, you'll see in some of the, I guess, highly represented breeds, the Staffies and the Amstaffs, they're both bitches that have gone through for best of breed, so really, really interesting. We've got the Bull Terrier in the ring now, one of my favourite breeds. And white bull terriers are very interesting. They're very hard to keep clean.
Yes, I can imagine.
So a lot of people would think that they're quite low care, but keeping that white coat white is a bit of a challenge. So because they do like to play, they do like to get dirty, and they're very rough. So yeah.
I knew a lady that used to use Martha Gardner's wool wash on hers.
Yeah, that's correct. That's a popular one. Actually, one of the really interesting things with the white dogs is sunlight soap from the laundry aisle works a treat on them to get stains out, and I know that from a lot of personal experience. So the Bull Terrier moving out and back to the judge.
Very popular family pet, very, very loving little family.
Some people can be put off by the big curved face, the muzzle.
They can. They're an unusual look of dogs.
They are unusual, but actually they are, from my experience, one of the sweetest of the terrier breeds. Would you agree?
They are. They love people. They may not always be terribly tolerant of other dogs, but which is probably a bit of a selfish thing. They like their families and they love their families, and yeah, they love people.
We just saw off camera. We always had a little joy leap.
Yep, they do. They're called the gladiator of dogs, but they're also big clowns as well. So they love playing. They love having a good time. The Manchester Terrier moving out and back from the judge now. So this one isn't, I guess, as common as a lot of the other terrier breeds, but people might be forgiven for thinking it looks a little bit like a mini Doberman.
Yeah.
But the colouring's the same, but they're a little bit different.
It's interesting to see the different pincer type breeds that are across the different groups.
Yes, yeah.
You've got things like your miniature pincers and your English toy terriers in the toy group, and then the Manchester Terrier up here in the terrier group, and then the Dobermans in utility. And
that's correct, yeah, they spread across quite a few breeds. So very popular breed here, Fox Terrier, and this is the smooth variety. So quite a few foxies in the show today.
Someone was telling me, I mean, you would correct me, that having the tails pointing straight up is so that you can find them in the grass.
It is, yeah, and also they hunt and they go down like a rabbit hole or something like that, and the tails to pull them out. So
you've got to have strong tails.
Yeah, one of the other interesting things about the Fox Terrier Smooths is that in terms of their size, they're supposed to be able to fit on the saddlebag of a horse, because they were originally taken out hunting and were, I guess the purpose of them was to be travelled in the saddlebag, so yeah. So we just saw the wire go around, which is a variety of fox terriers, so they've got a very wiry coat.
And do you know if the wires, sorry, we should be moving on to our next breeds. We'll do
the Irish Terrier.
Sorry, Irish. We'll might come back to our conversation on fox terriers later, perhaps.
Yeah, we've got the Welsh Terrier in the ring now. So the judge isn't going over these dogs because these are the ones that he's already judged at breed level today. So he's moving on to the ones there. So there's a few of the breeds that I mentioned before which weren't represented today, which is a bit of a shame because some of them are really interesting. So some of the ones that didn't have a representative in the lineup are the Parson Russell Terrier, the Norwich Terrier, the Norfolk Terrier, the German Hunting Terrier, Glenavan Male and the Chesky. But they're very, very interesting dogs. So we've got the Kerry Blue now, moving out and back. Once again, these are a really popular breed with the public. They find them really interesting. They've got interesting coats.
Interesting beards.
Yes, very much so.
Kerry Blue Terrier, best of breed.
We've got the Airedale Terrier now setting up.
He's the largest of the... Oh, Ulla beat me to it.
They're quite tall, yeah. Quite tall dogs, these ones.
The largest of the terrier breed.
Once again, a bit of grooming in these ones, so we've got a different type of coat to a lot of the smooth varieties of the dogs that are there.
The Airedale Terrier, best of breed.
And moving on to the ultimate in grooming in the terrier group, we've got the Bedlington Terriers. So
they are beautiful, aren't they?
You may be forgiven for thinking it's a lamb in there, but it's not. It's a Bedlington Terrier.
That's kind of the point, isn't it? That they're supposed to be able to hide in amongst the sheep.
That's it, yep.
Never seen a sheep look that pretty.
No, these are lovely little dogs. And the grooming's just, I take my hat off to anyone who does the grooming for these dogs because there is so much work in it, but they look fantastic groomed up.
And I know that this shape has all been hand scissored in. It's something I myself have experienced in. So this particular dog, you can't see a scissor mark on it at all. Absolutely immaculately groomed.
They're
beautiful
amazing
Bedlington
little dogs. So the Border Terrier now setting up.
The border regions are joining Scotland.
And this little fella's really on the move, out and back to the judge. He's on a mission. So these dogs are used in a lot of earth dog trials and things like that as well. So they sort of enjoy getting under the ground and hunting and things like that. So yeah, really interesting breeds.
And here we have the
Dandy Dinmonts are one of my favourites. Look at that face.
Amazing dogs. Really amazing dogs.
So appealing.
Not terribly common here, but you know, we've had a few here today, which has been lovely to see.
I like the little pom-poms on the end of the ears. I just want to smooch them right up.
Once again, like the Bettys, there's a bit of grooming in that, so... We've got our Cairn Terrier setting up now.
This is where you can start to see those, like they call them carrot tails, is that correct?
I don't know. I've never heard them referred to as that, but...
Oh, maybe I made that up.
Could be.
Should patent that.
You should, you should. So these guys are a pretty happy little dog as well. So they've got quite a similar temperament, I guess, to the Aussies. In a lot of ways, they're happy little dogs.
And you can't help but notice some similarities between dogs like the Cairn Terrier and our West Highland White that we've just come to see now.
Certainly are. So
similar types.
The Westie's setting up there. So anybody who's seen the commercials for my dog and things like that, you'll see a Westie. So they're pretty recognisable, these little guys. Again, a bit of grooming in these guys. So they're supposed to have a head that looks like a chrysanthemum.
A chrysanthemum? I don't even know what a chrysanthemum looks like.
A flower.
A flower.
Yeah.
Judge, not sure if he's going to keep watching or if he should turn to the next one.
Well, the camera looks like it's watching, so... Rather embarrassing moment.
Hey, it is very difficult. The toileting area here at the RNA is a very cemented, very chemically area, and some dogs just don't want to go there.
It's very different from what they would be used to.
Once you get out and you get moving, sometimes you just got to go.
That's right. So we've got our soft-coated Wheaton Terrier now moving around. Not one of the more common breeds that we've got. And our last one in the lineup is the Scottish Terrier. So, Chum.
Chum. Chumpy.
Always so chumpy you can carve it. These are great little dogs. They're real characters, these Scotties. Once again, quite a bit of grooming in them, so there's some stripping and stuff like that involved in their coats.
And from what I can gather as well, temperaments, they're great family dogs, not always great with other dogs.
No, that's probably one of the characteristics of the terriers, is they can certainly get on with other dogs, not often with dogs of the same sex, so, but yeah, they're real characters. They all love people, most of these breeds, so yeah. So we've got quite a large lineup assembled for the judge to make his decision. Yeah, a lot of great terriers, and looking along the lineup you can see the great variety of terriers that we have. So you've got the quite heavy ones from the bull breeds to the quite lightweight dogs as well, the more terrier type dogs.
We have our ambassadors from the sponsors coming out with the trophies in their hands. Crystal Stemware today. Well
Looks
done,
great.
Steward.
Yep.
The trophy stewards.
Yeah, they've done a good job of finding prizes and the rosettes, and I'm sure everybody really covets a win here at the EKKA.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And looks like the judge is going to take a bit of time making his decision. He's got a lot to choose from and a lot to weigh up, because you've got the great variety of those breeds, and he's got to stack each one up against its breed standard and decide which is the best. Looks like the judge is ready to make his decision.
Our ring steward standing by.
The Fox Terrier Smooth is going to be best exhibiting group. Very happy.
And a very young handler. That's wonderful to see.
That's right, yes. Lovely to see, and she did a great job handling her dog. So we've got now the other Foxy to come back, the runner-up of breed.
To see the runner-up of the Fox Terrier Smooth breed come back, because this dog is in contention as well.
So also on the move, this little fella.
And I've said it before, it's happened before. Two of the same breed have gone up as best in group and runner-up.
It certainly can happen. Any of those dogs that are left out there can go runner-up in group. So it's one of those things, if the judge thinks that the two of the best of the one breed are the best and the second best in the group, they will put them up. Doesn't always happen, but I have seen it happen before.
Happened with our poodles last year, year before?
Did, I think, yes. So he's going to have the Staffy for his runner-up.
Wonderful.
Runner-up of group, I should say.
Runner-up
They've
in
already
group.
done breed.
Short-changed
a little bit with that one. So we've got the
Our
Foxy and the
exhibitors
Staffy.
making their way out. They have been asking them to do a bit of a parade around the ring, but maybe we've canned that today.
So it's a really interesting result. So we've had the judge put up quite a terrier type dog for best in group, and then go for a bull type dog for the runner-up. So yeah, once again, just exhibits the great variety of dogs in the terrier group.
Runner-up in group winner up in the top corner. So put your hands together to
Specialisation. So and that would have been closer to 3 months. He is blown up.
major sponsor.
All right, we have our baby puppies in the ring now.
So the little Aussie moving out and back from the judge.
These dogs all, of course, between the ages of 3 and 6 months of age.
Yep. In the background we've got the Staffy setting up on the table. So one of the interesting things when the camera pans around is that they've set the Staffy baby up on the table. So sometimes when they're baby puppies, it can be a little bit more comfortable for the dog and the judge to set up on the table, so the judges don't have to lean down quite so far.
Yeah.
And after 9 days of judging, the last thing you want to do is have to lean down to judge a whole bunch of baby puppies. So yeah, sometimes it can be common for babies to be tabled. And very well behaved on the table, this sort of stuff is too. Ready to go.
At least he's happy to be here.
Oh,
it's lovely
absolutely.
to see. Lovely to see.
These babies do a brilliant job of coping with the atmosphere in the EKKA. It's been quite intimidating for a young baby, so...
But it's great socialisation for them for their show careers ahead as well, to come to a big event like this, get that under their belt early, and nothing can throw them after that.
It absolutely is. You know, the more you can expose a baby to in their younger time of life, the more prepared they will be for the future. So, yeah, certainly the the more activity around them, the better. So we can see the Fox Terrier smooth moving out and back from the judge. So these are some of the breeds that the judge has already gone over today. So there are only a couple of babies that he hasn't seen the breeds for today. Pretty happy little Foxy there.
Well, if you want an alert expression, that's about as alert as it gets.
Plenty of expression. And having a really fun time there. So, got the Airedale. Oh, that would be a Lakeland actually, I think. Let me see on my list here.
I'm glad that's you on the spot, not me.
Yes. No, I think it's an Airedale, this one. I'm not great with those. They look quite similar.
They
and when
do.
they're babies, the height can put you off a little bit.
Hard to tell.
So, yeah, that was the Airedale. We've just checked. So we got the little Westie there. Looking pretty cute.
Very cute. And very white. Well done, groomer.
Very white. Actually, young babies, just as somebody who owns some white dogs, young babies are like easy to clean when you get the long-term staining over time.
That is true, but I wonder, sometimes in these coated breeds, you can have little patches of lemon and things like that that grow out with their puppy coat as well.
That's correct.
That one doesn't have a spot of lemon, it's white as white can be.
So 5 babies for our best baby of group. So this is one of our smaller lineups for babies. So some of them we've had up to about a dozen or more babies in there. So we've got 5 to choose from today, and we're going for the Aussie.
Oh, wonderful. The Aussie Terrier. Big congratulations to all the exhibitors, all of the people behind the scenes, stewards and show managers and the judges today for a wonderful day. People's Day at EKKA. You've had Ashlyn and Craig on the commentary team today, and we'll be back again tomorrow for Working Dogs.
Sounds good.